welcome, Ben. It's wonderful that you've arrived, and I'm really delighted that I'm able to be here to welcome you and to do a handover. I know the team have been waiting for a while for you to come, and so it's fantastic that you and Liwan are here today and are able to take up the baton for this next season of leadership in MIA.
Well, thank you very much, Connie. I really, truly appreciate the welcome, and you've been so wonderful in helping me to understand what to expect. But perhaps before we get into that, can I ask you a few questions?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, it's obvious when I talk to people that you've really made an indelible impact on many, many parts of the region. And so how would you compare that time when you first started 6 years ago with what it is today in the region?
Yeah, look, I think we've come a very, very long way in the partnership as a whole, and the region is part of that ongoing shift. So we have at this stage child wellbeing reporting across the partnership, and we're very proud in this region that we've been able to be at the top of the league table of National Office child wellbeing reports. We've really invested very strongly in understanding what the impact of our ministry is.
But in terms of your time here, in the 6 years, what would you be most proud of?
It's not going to be a surprise thing, it's the evidence agenda.
Yeah.
In terms of the evidence agenda, we not only began with asking the question, how do we know what impact World Vision work is making? How do we know we're not just bystanders to changes that are actually being driven or prompted by the work of others? To really having solid evidence and having a team across the region in the national offices that knows what it means to build evidence beyond an M&E system. What does it take to get the right data to answer the questions that are the most critical, that will give us valid evidence to say we can demonstrate that these approaches and these ways in which we've worked, these ways in which we have partnered, have made a sustainable difference to children's wellbeing. And I'm very proud of the work that was done with MIREX, because one of the biggest challenges we found in getting the evidence out is that it's a good news story. And so often we're so busy dealing with the challenges, and this is across World Vision, that people don't have the time to read the endless emails and to actually delve into where the evidence is. So MIREX was an idea to find a way that would communicate very broadly, and then people can go and look more deeply, knowing that it's there, and find on the website the deeper stories and the data that they need, whether it's marketers or grant writers. But MIREX was an innovation that I'm hoping the partnership will take forward as well.
So for me, as an incoming regional leader, what advice would you give me?
Well, the advice I give you is that I think that passion is shared. I know it is by you and by the people in the region, and I think allow yourself to invest in that passion in others. That's what I've certainly found. I think my biggest, the thing that I take away from this region is the gift of the people who are working for us, and their incredible passion and commitment expressed in so many different ways, but nonetheless powerfully, to really make a difference for vulnerable children. And I think that would be my biggest advice, is to trust and engage with the people throughout the region. And I think that's something you would do anyway. I don't think it's advice. And in terms of advice, for me, the two big challenges that we have in the region going forward is how will the partnership support our transitioning economies to enable them to build on their foundation and their strong legacy, and the thinking and positioning that they've done to be self-sufficient in the future. How will the partnership enable that to happen? Because it can't happen on its own. I feel very confident that we have the right leadership to be supporting that, but the partnership needs to come around it very firmly. And the other question is, as we go more deeply into fragile states, how do we keep building talent quickly enough to keep up with the need? We need to be in Yemen, and we're not. And one of the constraints is, do we have enough people to open that response? And those are some of the questions, and how do we manage the risk and have the right leadership in the field to enable us to scale the way our Promise 2030 wants us to in these fragile environments. The only other advice I would have is, well, just to keep trusting in the Lord and to, try to discern His will in a region that has so many challenges and which can really be bewildering when you see the scale of injustice.
So thank you for the very good words of advice. I really appreciate that. And once again, I truly appreciate your leadership of the Middle East and Eastern Europe region all these years, and the foundation that you have established. And I'm looking forward to building on that and trusting in the Lord as we do that.
Thank you.